go ahead and bring the meeting to order. This is Cone Joint Unified School District Board of Education meeting for September 5th. I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome everybody here. A little bit cooler to sit down in here than it's outside. Yeah, but it's a good thing we're not living in Phoenix. So, if you guys heard, I think there are 101 days with 100 degrees or worse right now. So I go, wow. So, with that, let's go ahead and open the meeting. And we'll start off by calling the meeting to order. And if I could have Joanne, please.
Mrs. Flores?
Present.
Mr. Fuentes? Mrs. Sandoval?
Present.
Ms. Doreen Ojeda?
Present.
Mr. Flores? Mrs. Haro?
Present.
Mr. Ibarra?
Present. Thank you, Joanne. We do have an interpreter available. Ara Velador, if you could please come up.
Buenas tardes, mi nombre es Ada Velador Graham y seré la intérprete esta noche y estoy ubicada a la entrada de la sala. Gracias.
Thank you very much. And I'd like to take this special opportunity to welcome ACE and their e-board here. That's, they're here, and we'll hear from them in a bit. But with that in mind, I'd like to see if I could get the president, Christina Parauchi, to lead us in the flag salute, please. Yes.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. So let's go ahead and move right along to items 1.3, adoption of September 5th, 2024 agenda. And we're looking at amend a closed session, personnel, public employee appointment, discipline, dismissal, release. So we have an addition of 2 certificated coaches, head junior varsity soccer boys, head varsity tennis girls, an addition of 9 classified coaches, assistant prep squad director co-ed, cross-country assistant co-ed, junior varsity, head junior varsity soccer girls, head varsity cross-country co-ed, head varsity soccer girls, head varsity softball girls, soccer assistant girls, varsity softball assistant girls, wrestling assistant boys. There's an addition of 6 volunteer coaches, band co-ed, baseball boys, basketball boys, soccer girls, softball girls, wrestling co-ed, and an addition of 7 general volunteers. At this time, I would entertain a motion from my board member for approval, please.
I'll move that.
Thank you, Israel. Second. Thank you, Pat. Okay. On a motion by board member Israel Fuentes and second by board member Pat Haro to adopt the agenda as recommended. All those in favor indicate by stating aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Anyone abstain? We have 7-0. So on a motion by board member Israel Fuentes, second by board member Pat Haro, and on a 7-0 vote, the board adopted the agenda as recommended. Thank you. We go right into our school showcase, and today we will have Washington High School. And I'd like to invite Mr. Torres to the podium, please.
Good evening, Board President Ibarra, board members, Superintendent Dr. Miranda, and members of the audience. My name is Sandy Torres, principal of Washington High School, and I'd like to introduce Philosophy Hurd, a 10th grade student from Washington, to make our presentation for Washington.
Hi, my name is Philosophy Hurd. I'm a 10th grade student attending Washington High School. Good evening, Board President Frankie Barra, Board members Superintendent Miranda, Executive Cabinet, and members of the audience. Thank you for this opportunity to share some things we're doing at Washington High School this semester. First, I would like to share some of the things we ended the school year with last semester. In March, we held our annual Women's Celebration on campus, a day filled with guest speakers, good food, and embracing our strengths as women. Last April, we held our annual Men's Celebration. Here are a few pictures similar to our Women's Celebration. This event includes guest speakers and opportunities for the boys on campus to bond and discuss their futures. In May, we had our annual career day. Our counselors worked with us and tried to sign us up for guest speakers according to our own interests and what we would like to do after high school. We had some visitors on campus representing the military, linemen, radio, cosmetology, and much more. Our independent study program invited families on campus for an elementary play day to celebrate the end of 2023-2024 school year. We invited families on campus for our Opportunity Awards night. Both our middle and high school programs were recognized for their hard work in class, attendance, and much more. Congratulations to our independent study program graduating class of 2024. Families, staff, and students came together at Colton High School Whitmire Auditorium to honor our graduate. It was a special event for students and families. Independent Study Elementary held the beginning of the school year meet and greet on Tuesday, August 6th, and an Independent Study Secondary held their beginning of the school year meet and greet on Monday, August 26th. Students had an opportunity to meet their fellow online classmates and talk to their teachers in person. The event was held at Washington High School in Room B. We started our school year with our PBIS kickoff. We reviewed the 4 B's: be resilient, be respectful, be responsible, and be safe. Each student created a one-pager given an area on campus, and we used pictures to represent what it would look like to meet our expectation of our 4 B's in that area. We ended the kickoff with ice cream. Our Washington High School Back to School night was held last Wednesday, August 28th, 2024. Families and students from our independent study programs and opportunity programs were invited to join us online or come to campus and meet our principals, counselors, teachers, and learn more about our school. There were snacks and hot dogs to enjoy. The School Wellness Center offers a multi-tiered social-emotional support designed to assist students' well-being. These services include restorative interactions that help students to embrace and build social skills and rebuild relationships, as well as regular individual check-ins to address personal problems, provide guidance, and foster emotional resilience. Looking ahead, this is what we have planned next. Our Leadership Club is currently planning events and activities for Hispanic Heritage Month, Halloween with Sans Out, and a ofrenda to celebrate the Day of the Dead. Thank you again for letting me share this presentation with you. Do you have any questions for me?
Well, let's give her a round of applause. You start there. You did very well. after we adjusted the microphone and we fixed everything, everything went well. First of all, I just want to say your presentation was really well done. Yes, you could smile. And, and we're all always impressed with what goes on at Washington High School because it gives our students opportunities to learn, but also to experience. And there's a lot of things to experience. I'll give you an example. I was at your open house last Wednesday, and one of the new experiences I had was your wellness center, which was really nice, really well organized. The pamphlets were out, and it was good to see that students there at Washington had an opportunity or a place to go when they needed to have some quiet time, somebody to talk to, somebody who just needed somebody to listen to them. And so I was very impressed with that. Your principal did an excellent job, Mr. Torres, during the open house with his presentation. And yes, there was hot dogs and there was everything else that was there. That was great. So is there any other board member who have anything that you would like to say? Israel.
Great job. Love the smile. Love for you to smile. We always want to see that great smile. Great job. I mean, you guys got a lot of things going on. I think I was there for the boys or the men's Gain No Pain. We did some activities, and it was fun to do. I think we did some painting activities or something like that, if I recall. Maybe it was the girls, but we did have a lot of fun. We were able to speak to the gentleman there and just give him advice, because a lot of times students, especially men, they need a lot of advice. We men need a lot of advice. And that's why we get married sometimes. And that's why we have that beautiful significant other that's with us, because she always helps us have advice. But you know something? You guys are doing a great job at Washington. Mr. Torres, thank you for what you do with our kids out there. And to our counselors and our wellness therapists and everyone that's there at Washington, I want to congratulate you. But I want to congratulate more because you're up here today. You did a great job. Like I said, I love the smile. Continue doing what you're doing. Are you a senior? You're a sophomore? Oh, you got a couple more years to go. And keep doing what you're doing because I know you're going to succeed in life. Have a good night.
Joanne? Okay, Joanne.
Oh,
We got more for you.
We got more. You're not done yet.
I'm not going to let you go yet. I wanted to tell you, I thought you are very courageous to be a sophomore and be up here in front of all these people doing what you're doing, and with the microphone being new and manipulating that, you showed a lot of courage, and good for you. It's not easy, and I think you need to tell yourself, wow, I did something really important tonight, because you made Washington shine tonight, and you made your principal proud, and I'm sure your parents as well. So congratulations. Continue working hard. Set yourself some goals. Never be afraid, because you really shine when you do come up and do this. Thank you.
Thank you, Joanne. Any other board members? No? There's one thing I want to do. One more thing. I'd like to see if I could get the board to take a picture with our speaker. This way our principal could hang the picture and show it there at Washington. And if Mr. Torres will join us, do we have someone? Yeah, there's Katie with her camera. If I could ask all the board members to please go down. Okay, thank you again once to Washington and to their excellent staff that's out there. They do an excellent job. I know that when I first met Nina Torres, who was at Washington, yes, so I'll never forget that. Okay, let's go ahead and move on. We're going to take a look at 3.1, which is employee recognition. So I'd like to invite Dr. Kathy Cervantes and Mr. Eric Enciso of the Human Resources to recognize our employees, please.
Good evening, Board President Ibarra, board members, Superintendent Dr. Miranda, and members of the audience. My name is Eric Enciso, Director of Human Resources Classified, and I have the pleasure of presenting tonight the employee recognition for the month of August. We always like to reiterate how important this recognition is because it is nominated by your peers for people who go above and beyond. So with that said, we would like to also add that tonight is extra special because we are also been given from the County of San Bernardino. Joe Baca Jr. is also recognizing the people tonight, so they get 2 awards. So hopefully you have 2 fireplaces. But so tonight for our first classified employee recognition for the month of August is going to be Heather Chides from Cooley Ranch, an attendance technician. Come on up. And honoring her tonight is going to be Principal Veronica Godinez.
I have a few words to say. Tonight we honor one of our own, Ms. Heather Chides, a Colton native and a student from Paul Rogers, Colton Middle, and Colton High School. Heather Chides is a Cooley Ranch attendance clerk for her outstanding contributions to our school. Heather consistently exemplifies dedication, initiative, and exceptional interpersonal skills. Her warm and welcoming demeanor ensures that every parent and visitor to our office feels valued and respected. Heather's hard work alongside the principal and assistant principal was instrumental in achieving our attendance goals. Last year, her effort contributed to Cooley Ranch receiving Most Improved Attendance Award for one of the school months. Through her persistent follow-up and effective communication with administration, Heather played a critical role in improving our positive attendance rate by 2% from the previous year. Heather's commitment to her role is evident in her proactive approach to schedule and start meetings and regularly checking in with parents to address any attendance-related concerns. This consistent communication has built strong relationships with our families, ensuring they feel supported and heard. As a result, our school achieved an average attendance rate of 92.4% for the entire school year, a significant milestone made possible by Heather's efforts. Heather is an exceptional team member who goes above and beyond to support her colleagues and school's mission. Her dedication and outstanding contributions have not only improved our attendance rates, but also has fostered a positive, collaborative environment at Cooley Ranch. So congratulations, Heather. We love you.
I would like to say thank you to the board for taking time to recognize me tonight. And I would also like to say thank you to my Cooley team who is here tonight, as well as my family who is also here tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, before you go, Heather, yeah. Like for you to come around, shake everybody's hand. But what I want to say is we're fortunate to have employees like yourself. It's big and important to our district, to our staff, to our students, to know that we have not only a person that's come through the system of Colton Joint Unified, but someone who really cares about what she does and who she's doing it for. So I just want to say, you know, we're saying thank you to you. We really say thank you. So I want you to know that. So come around, shake everybody's hands, and then I want to take a picture with you.
Applause for Heather. Our next award is our Certificated Employee of the Month, and this month I would like to recognize Danielle Fernandez, Learning Specialist from Colton High School. Let's give her a round of applause. And introducing her will be Erica McDonald, representing Colton High School. She's the assistant principal.
There we go. I'm a little short. All right. Good evening, Board President Ibarra, members of the Board of Education, Superintendent Dr. Miranda, Executive Cabinet members, and esteemed community members. It is with great pride and admiration that I stand before you today to celebrate and express our deepest appreciation for Danielle Fernandez, our remarkable learning specialist at Colton High School. Danielle's contributions to our school community have been nothing short of transformative, and her unwavering dedication to our students, staff, and family truly embodies the spirit of the Yellow Jackets. This past year, Danielle played a pivotal role in supporting our testing campaign, affectionately known as CASPCHELA. Her collaboration with our English teachers was instrumental in developing and implementing innovative ideas that not only enhanced our students' academic performance, but also strengthened our school culture. Danielle's ability to seamlessly integrate academic excellence with a vibrant school spirit has had a profound impact on our entire community. Danielle's energy and enthusiasm are contagious. She has revitalized the positive culture at Colton High School, inspiring both students and staff to take pride in being part of the Yellow Jacket family. Her courageous passion and unwavering commitment to the success of every individual on our campus has set a standard of excellence that we all strive to emulate. Whether she is leading initiatives, supporting colleagues, or encouraging students to reach their fullest potential, Danielle does it with a heart full of compassion and spirit of determination. Her leadership has been a beacon of light, guiding us through challenges and celebrating our victories. The students and staff of Colton High School hold her in the highest regard, deeply appreciating the countless ways she contributes to the vibrancy and success of our school. Today, we celebrate Danielle Fernandez, not just for her accomplishments, but for the positive and lasting impact she has made on our community. She is more than a learning specialist. She is a leader, a mentor, and a true champion for our students. We are incredibly fortunate to have her as part of our Yellow Jacket family, and we look forward to all the great things she will continue to achieve in the years to come. Please join me in extending our heartfelt thanks and recognition to Danielle Fernandez for her outstanding service and commitment to excellence at Colton High School.
I guess they want me to say something. So thank you, CJUSD. This is my 10th year here, and enjoying it still loving it, and loving my new position as our learning specialist. So I greatly enjoy being here. So thank you so much again, board. And I want to thank my wonderful husband who puts up with me being at school all the time. Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Fernandez, we would like for you to come around and shake everyone's hand, then come up so we could take a picture. And we'd like to thank your husband, too, for allowing her to do so much for our district.
Another round of applause for Danielle. Congratulations to our winners tonight, everyone, and have a great evening.
Move on to 3.3, which is a presentation of a check. Fontana Water District. And, oh, we have a new management. Okay, sorry. 3.2, introduction of new management. Dr. Dede, please.
I have a check too for you, but I'll put it in the mail later.
Okay.
So, good morning, Board President. Good evening. Sorry about that. It's the heat, 110, you know. Good evening, Board President Ibarra, board members, Superintendent Dr. Miranda, and members of the audience. It is my pleasure and honor to introduce some new management team members to CJUSD. And I'd like to first start with introducing our new Visual and Performing Arts VAPA manager, Vivian Juarez. Vivian comes with an extensive background in the visual performing arts world. She's been a production and stage manager at various companies. She's been the managing director for the Brown Bag Theater Company, which is a part of UC Irvine. She was a production associate for the LA Philharmonic, and then she also most recently was the lead entertainment operations stage manager for Knott's Berry Farm. So Camp Snoopy is one of my favorite places to visit. But she also, in conjunction with that, was a theater club president for multiple years as well. Some of her fun facts is that she is an excellent baker and chef. Do you have a specialty?
Scones.
Scones. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Well, you may be an excellent baker and chef. I'm an excellent eater, so if you ever have any extra, you can bring them on over. Her favorite musical is it Hadestown?
Yeah.
Hadestown, which is, she watched it in New York with her sister, and something that we have in common too. In my younger days, she rides dirt bikes. And so that's awesome, awesome. Dirt bike people rock. So just such a pleasure to have you join our district. As you may not know, but our district is very strong proponents for the visual performing arts because we believe that it not only connects students to schools, but helps them to achieve at a higher level academically. So we're looking forward to all the great things that you'll bring to the district. And I want to give you a chance to address the board.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Forgot one more thing though. Joe Baca Jr. also wanted to recognize your being here this evening and joining the CJUSD family. So he also provided a certificate of recognition as well.
Thank you so much.
For
me too.
Sure.
Okay. Good evening, Board President Ibarra, board members, Superintendent Dr. Miranda, and members of the audience. I am very excited to be stepping into this role. I know it is a completely new role at the district, and I'm so excited to be collaborating with all the teachers, and then, you know, supporting all the students, working with everyone. I'm just so excited. I love visual and performing arts. I began kind of my visual and performing arts journey right here in-house. I went to Ruth Grimes for elementary school, was one of the first graduating classes at Joe Baca Middle School, and went to Bloomington High School, where I was theater club president for 2 years. So that's really where my love of the arts really exploded, was in high school. So yeah, thank you. I'm very excited. Thank you for having me.
One more round of applause for Vivian, please. And I hate to do this, Vivian. Vivian, can you come back over real quick? So sorry. She has some special guests that she'd like to introduce, and I forgot to mention that.
No,
so
it's
I
okay.
apologize.
I think they were happy to get off the hook from being presented. This is my mom. She's here with us. Her name's Norma. My sister was just here, but she had to go. She had a client that she had to go meet, but my sister was here. This is my boyfriend, Gavin, so he's here supporting as well. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Vivian. Next, I'd like to introduce our new elementary assistant principal for Crestmore Elementary, Stephanie Trigueros Catalan. Stephanie comes to us with an extensive background as well. She was a college advisor for East Bay Consortium Educational Institutions. She was a special ed teacher, RSP, and co-teacher. She was a Spanish teacher at LAUSD and most recently Rosemead High School. She has held other leadership roles as well. She's an elected member of the School Governance Council, has supported the instructional leadership team, supported the student support and progress team, PBIS committee. She was a special education and Spanish department chair, and also the leadership class advisor. Some of her fun facts include meeting the amazing Spider-Man as a museum employee, where, you know, the people that tell you don't touch this, don't touch that, don't touch this, that was her. But the amazing Spider-Man, and remind me, I don't know why I forgot his name.
Oh, Andrew Garfield.
Andrew Garfield came in because they had a spider exhibit. And she also is a baker as well. And do you have a specialty?
Tres leches cake.
Oh, wow, tres leches, okay, from scratch, okay. So you heard earlier, I'm an excellent eater, so if you'd like me to sample anything, please bring it by. But some other fun facts are, she has a dual Bachelor's of Arts degree in Political Science and Spanish from UC Berkeley. She also holds a Master's of Arts in Urban Education from Loyola Marymount. She is also furthering her expertise in education and pursuing her doctoral degree at Cal Poly Pomona. And so Stephanie comes to us with great regard. The one thing when we did our reference checks was each person said, you're getting a great person who wants to be a great leader in the future. And she's shown that through all her pathways that she's taken. So happy to have you joining us, Stephanie. And you have a great principal at Crestmore, and the community is great as well. So I want to go ahead and give you a chance to address the board. And before we do that, Joe Baca Jr. also dropped off a recognition for you, a certificate welcoming you to the CJUSD family as well. So.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you. Hi. Thank you so much. I want to thank the board, each one of you. I appreciate you. Those of you that were part of the interview process, I appreciate your time and the friendly faces. I'm excited. Yesterday was my first day, and we got to walking around the classrooms, and I never felt so famous in my life. The students were cheering. They were like, yay! So that filled my heart with a lot of love and hope and excitement for the school year. I'm extremely excited to be part of the Crestmore family. My own family couldn't be here, but my principal is, so shout out to you for being here today. I appreciate you, and thank you for having me here at Colton.
And one more round of applause for Stephanie, please. And that concludes my presentation for this evening.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Dede. All right, let's go ahead and move into 3.3, which is now the presentation of check from Fontana Water District. Invite Assistant Superintendent. He's already there. He's fast. He's quick.
I got a short distance to get here, though, so I'm good.
Where from?
Good evening. I want to invite up our old but new energy manager, Jay Kim, to present our partners from the Fontana Water Company.
Good evening, Board President Ibarra, board members, Superintendent Miranda, and members of the audience. Today, we are here to express our heartfelt gratitude to the Fontana Water Company for their unwavering support and commitment to sustainability and community improvement. Their generous contributions have already made a significant impact, including the conversion of 8,000 square feet of turf into water-saving artificial grass in front of Lewis Elementary School, made possible by $66,000 in generous funding from the Fontana Water Company. Additionally, Fontana Water Company's $48,000 rebate has allowed us to connect both DRC Elementary and School and Harupa Vista School of Science and Engineering to their recycled water supply. Now, thanks to Fontana Water Company's continued support, we are thrilled to receive a $47,000 check to enhance the new school playground at Lewis Elementary with 5,000 square feet of water-efficient artificial turf. This not only beautifies our community spaces, but also reinforces our shared commitment to environmental stewardship. Thank you, Fontana Water Company, for being a steadfast partner in our mission to create a greener, more sustainable future for our students and community. At this time, I would like to introduce Patrick Soto, Conservation Coordinator, and also Jeanette Diaz, Director of Communications for the Fontana Water Company. Let's give them a big round of applause.
Good evening, Board President Ibarra, board members, Superintendent Miranda, and community members in attendance. Patrick and I are so happy to be here tonight, and on behalf of the Fontana Water Company, we are proud to present this $47,000 check to the Colton Joint Unified School District. We applaud your efforts in making conservation a way of life, and we hope that the kids at Lewis Elementary have many joyous moments on their new turf. Thank you.
Mr. Ibarra and I will be going down and make sure it goes to the district.
That's right. Straight to the bank.
Yeah.
That's right, yeah.
Once again, we want to thank the Fontana Water District for their generous donation. Incredible. So with that, let's go ahead and move on. We're going to move into public comment. Board bylaws 9323 states that the individual speakers shall be allowed 3 minutes to address the board on each agenda or non-agenda items. The board shall limit the total time for public input on each item to 15 minutes. The board, with board consent, the president may increase or decrease the time allowed for public presentation depending on the topic and number of persons wishing to be heard. The president may take a poll of speakers for or against particular issues and may ask that additional persons speak only if they have something to add. Okay, first card, our ACE president, Christina Parachi.
I have my group here. Good evening, Board President Ibarra, board members, Superintendent Dr. Miranda, and member of the audience. I'm Christina Poracci, and I have the privilege to take the timer off. And I have the privilege to serve as the president of Association of Colton Educators. I am starting my 21st year in CJUSD, and you'll see why I am saying that. So tonight, I would like to introduce my executive board. On our executive board, we have 15 elected members. We have 3 absent, Wendy Stakoviak, Russ Levine, and Angela Lee. So I'll introduce everyone. I'll give them the title, the school sites that they are representing, and the number of years that they've been serving as educators in CJUSD. Pamela Townsend, my right hand, VP, 41 years of in CJUSD. Oh, okay, don't correct me here. Only at home, honey. Gail Collard, ACE PPS Director. She's representing PPS San Salvador, and she's been serving in CJUSD for 35 years. Now, whatever number I say, you stay with it. Claudina Montoya, Elementary Director. She's representing McKinley, Rogers, Grant, and Bernie. And she's been with CJUSD 27 years. And Lupe, her husband next to her, he's adopted to ACE. When we need something, he gets it done. Camille Butts, High School Director. She's representing CHS, Slover, Adult Ed, and 14 years of service. Rebecca Hastings, Secretary. She does everything else. And she's been with CJUSD 31 years. Amanda Dugan Gutierrez, Elementary Director, Lincoln, Grand Terrace Elementary, and DRC. And 9 years. Keep going. We have our baby, Joshua Saline, High School Director, Grand Terrace High School, District Office, 7 years of service. Ellie Carroll, Elementary Director. She's representing Zimmerman, Crestmore, Sycamore, JV, and 25 years. Courtney McWilliams, Elementary Director, Terrace View Elementary, Smith, Ritchie Canyon, Cooley, 9 years. Jessica Lynn Head, Ruth O'Hara's Middle School, Jobaca, 13 years. Devery Brace Proctor, Lewis, Williams, Grimes, 24 years. So right here, don't keep an account what Pamela corrected me, because now I don't know, I'm confused, but you have 287 years of service in our e-board group that is present. I didn't calculate Wendy, which is over 30, Russ, which is over 25, I think, and Angela Lee, under 10. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. There's a lot of experience in that group there. I'll tell you that for sure. Big time, yes. Okay. The next card is Antonio Carrasco.
Good evening. My name is Antonio Carrasco. I would like to raise a concern about Bloomington High School not having an athletic trainer at our football games. There was no athletic trainer at the JV game on the 29th of August that Bloomington hosted. And the next day we traveled to an away game with no trainer, where we had a player get hurt and was provided very little attention to his injury. An athletic trainer can help identify if it's a small injury or injury that will need immediate attention. This may have been only one instance, but that is too many. An athletic trainer is important to have for the well-being of our student athletes, in which they provide preventive care, as in wrapping any ailments that may help to prevent further injuries, and to provide a barrier of a student athlete who may want to play hurt. I would like to know why there was no athletic trainer substitute provided, knowing our athletic trainer was not going to be there. In the past, the athletic trainer was provided by the company Clover, and they provided substitute trainers. The school district decided to hire in-house, and to our knowledge, the school district does not have a substitute trainer available in the event of a trainer not being able to attend sporting events at the high schools in our district. What in the future can be done to make sure we have the support our student athletes deserve? And as a concerned parent for our student athletes, I hope this does not happen again. Thank you.
Before I move on, Mr. Carrasco, what we're going to do is we'll refer you to the superintendent. His office will contact you. We need to get some answers to that and answers for you, and to make sure that all our student athletes stay safe and healthy. So, thank you. The next card is Anthony Yazi Esperanza. If I pronounced that right. Escarcega. Oh, okay. No problem.
Good evening, Dr. Miranda and board members. My name is Anthony Yazzie. I am a senior at Bloomington High School, and I'm on the starting offensive and defensive line for the varsity football team. I'm here to address the safety of myself as a student athlete, as well as my teammates, and the safety of other student athletes that compete in the CJUSD. I played a football game on Friday, August 30th at Corona High School. It was a very important game for me personally because my grandmother and my uncle and my late father's family were coming out of town to watch me play. Unfortunately, they didn't get to see me play a whole game and were scared out of their minds when I was injured in the third quarter of the game. It not only scared them, it scared my little sister, who is only 4 years old, and my biggest fan, and my mom as well. The pain from the injury was the worst pain I've ever experienced in the 11 years I have played football. Luckily, I had enough adrenaline to assist my coaches to get me off the field. I felt a sense of helplessness, though, when it came to the medical aid from the sideline. My coaches could only provide so much help. There was no one there for me. A person from the other team had to come and provide assistance, and my mom and I didn't even know when I needed to go to the ER until after the game was over. The point I'm making is that we did not have a sports trainer or any medical professional that was dedicated to our team, only at our game. Our trainer stated at practice to some of us earlier that week that she had a family emergency, but we were going to have someone there for us. There wasn't anyone there for us. I feel like I can't trust her anymore because she lied to us. Other players on my team have mixed emotions as well. because she said that she asked for a sub a long time ago, but she told us all different stories as to why she was out too. I understand that none of our business, but she didn't have to lie. It breaks the bond with our team. I'm a D1 college prospect, and now I potentially cannot play for the rest of my senior season. Could my injury have been tended to faster if we had a trainer there, like she was scheduled, or a sub? Yes, but let's be honest, the trainer for the other school is paid by the other school, so their priority is their students. I was a second thought. This is why I felt like I didn't inform my mom or that I needed to go to the ER immediately until after the game was over. I just hope it doesn't happen at the other two high schools in the school district. What would have happened if there was no trainer at the Colton High School game last Friday when the student athlete was allegedly assaulted? I'm sure he was probably looked at by a trainer and an ambulance was called. On behalf of the BHS football players, we respectfully ask that you provide backup athletic trainers for all CJUSD high school athletes during practice and games for our safety.
Hey, thank you, Anthony. Sorry about your injury, and we will follow up, like I mentioned earlier. Try to get you some answers. Okay. Any more cards, Joanne? Thank you. Okay, let's move on to item 5.1, the unaudited actuals. This is for Business Service Division, and Superintendent Fromm, please.
Good evening, Board President Ibarra, board members, Superintendent Dr. Miranda, and members of the audience. I have a new tag team partner here today, Juan. Our fiscal manager is here. He's a little nervous, so be easy on him. It's his first time, but he's great at what he does, and he will be a riser in this business because he knows what he's talking about. So I'm in good hands, and so are you. All right, we're here today in starting our cycle for this current year of where we come out and report what's going on in our fiscal department. So we're presenting our UAs, short UAs is for unaudited actuals. This is basically how the books close to end the school year. So the unaudited actuals present the financial condition of the district as of June 30th, 2024, and they are subject to the audit, which we have every year. The annual report filed with the county and state outlining our revenues, expenditures, ending fund balance for all of our funds. The 2023-24 beginning fund balances are also updated to prior year ending fund balances, to reflect prior year ending fund balances.
Good evening, Board President Ibarra, board members, Superintendent Dr. Miranda, and members of the audience. This slide shows the comparison between estimated actuals and the unaudited actuals for the unrestricted general fund. Federal revenues decreased by $2.6 million due to an E-rate project that was postponed to the 24-25 fiscal year. As a result, these revenues will be received in 24-25. State revenue increased by $1.3 million due to an increase in the lottery rate. The contribution to restricted resources decreased by $6 million due to fallout from contracted services and expenditures moved to expiring funds. All of these changes resulted in a net increase to revenue of $5 million. Salaries and benefits decreased due to expenses being moved to restricted resources in order to spend down expiring funds. Books, supplies, and capital outlay expenditures decreased due to the E-rate project that was postponed to 24-25 as well. Overall, expenditures decreased by $2.8 million in this area.
This slide here shows all of our fund balances, activities for last year for all of our restricted funds. When we bring to you the UAs, it's not only the unrestricted, but all of our restricted funds as well. So as you look at this slide here, you see all of our fund balances from the student activity special reverse down to self-insurance have a positive fund balance, a very healthy fund balance as well.
Part of the year-end closing process is balancing restricted accounts which require contributions from the unrestricted general fund. In 23-24, the unrestricted general fund contributed a total of $40.1 million to other restricted accounts.
Now, this slide here shows our multi-year projections based on our closing of the books for our unaudited actuals. 23-24 is a unique year for us because of the fact of all the expiring one-time dollars that we had. So if you look down to the fourth line there up the top where it says restricted contribution, that $35.1 million is not the typical amount there. That has been reduced because of expiring one-time funds. We were moving expenses to those funds, so we used up all of those funds. So that's lower than expected. In 24-25, 25-26, and 26-27, that is a realistic and ongoing contribution projection. And I said, yes, projection, because the closed books is how we finish the year. Right now, it's a projection based on what we're doing and projected to do for this year. So as you can see, $51 million, 52, and 53. So at the top there, you see LCFF, that's our gross, and then after the restricted contributions is subtracted from that, that's our net dollars that we have to spend. So the salaries and benefits in the 23-24 is also tied to this unique year. It's reporting out of a little over $200 million, but that is low because of the expenses we transferred over to use up one-time monies that were expiring and that. So if you look over in 24-25, 25-26, and 26-27 of our total dollars that we have to spend after we make our contribution, it's quite considerably lower. So I'm going to go back and forth between this and this slide here. This slide is very important because this outlines, this bar represents the amount of dollars going towards our employee costs from our revenues. It's in the 90s, close to 95% in 24, 25, and 25, 26, and it's jumping up to close to 97 in 26, 27. So if you go back to, so we go back to this slide here, if you look at 24, 25, that leaves us with a little over 4% to fund all the rest of the things on the unrestricted side. So that's what, if you look down to the second to bottom line where the surplus deficit line is, this year we had a huge fund balance fall out. That's not going to happen anymore. The one-time money is out. You will continue to always have fallout. And that's because the majority of the things in our LCAP and the majority of things that are due have people involved with it. So if you have a new position that opens up or we're filling one, we put in and project a July 1 start through the end of June. Sometimes that does not happen. So you will have fallout. But the extent of the fallout we've had this year from moving one, that is over and won't be happening anymore, unless the state comes back in and gives a lot of school districts one-time money to do, which I don't think that's going to happen. And that, so the reality and the realistic starts this year moving forward and that. So if you look down, that ending fund balance of $106 million shrinks because of the deficit spending we now have because of the cost of employee costs using up our revenues as it is. So the deficit grows, or deficit spending grows in 24-25 from 28.3 to 28.3 in 25-26, and in 27-28 it jumps up to 35 almost. So I want to point out also too, if you look at the salary and expenses, 24-25, 29 million plus. 25-26, it drops down to 26. That's because declining enrollment and the COLA that is in the calculator we use that the state gives out. And 26-27 jumps up a little bit because of the fact that we have expiring one-time dollars in that year from a learning recovery block that we have salaries in that have to come back to the general fund. And down at the bottom there, in 26-27, I just want to point out, it's just a projection. It's a snapshot in time as we stand here today. The ending fund balance results at, projected at a little bit below $15 million. Now, that includes the 3% that we have to keep in there, which comes out to about $12.4 million is the 3% of that 14. So there's roughly flexibility of only $2 million there. Now, like I said, it is just a projection and that, but it is our reality that we have right now. Next slide. So this is the graph again. Final thoughts. The 23-24 UAs indicate a surplus in unrestricted general fund. The district projects our deficit spending in the out years. We will be posting the carryovers in October after we have CBEDs, and the district will begin preparing first interim report, which will be back up here in December to present that information. Questions?
Thank you very much. Any questions from any members of the board? Just go ahead.
If I may, thank you, Board President Ibarra. Just, you've touched a little bit upon this, but and I know it changes, but with respect to the revenues and LCFF being the principal revenue source, what are we hearing right now from obviously the governor's office, Department of Education, and the other experts that are in this field about where revenues are going to be? Because this year, obviously, we're hearing a very different story from the budget in previous years, and really being told to brace ourselves. But what are we hearing with respect to education? Fortunately, this administration has prioritized education, but what are we hearing?
Yes, that's a great question. So the news all last year and the year before was tax revenues are down, they're down, they're down. That's the opposite we're hearing now. The projections is above what they projected them to be, so that's good. And that's why whenever I present, it's a projection, right? As of today, if that keeps going, who knows? It was a few years back where it looked really bad, then all of a sudden those were, and tons of money they were giving at the district. But this is just a snapshot of time where we stand today, and the out years are just a projection too. But the world we live in fiscal is the term current plus two, right? Wherever we present up here, we have to be able to show we can meet our financial obligations in the current year and projected 2 years out, right? That's the lens, that's what we deal with, that's what we talk about. But it's trending in the right direction, which is a positive thing in that. So that's a great question. Thank you for asking it.
Of the areas where we see these increased expenditures that we're going to have, I mean, obviously, and I appreciate the emphasis that the majority of our budget is spent on personnel. It's true, we're in the people business. We don't make widgets, tires, cars. So I appreciate that. We employ folks to provide services, so that's inherent. But within that, I know, and this is more around the time where we're building the budget, but things like PERS and STIRS, we're constantly hearing chatter at the legislative level and the administrative level that something's going to be done. What does that look like? Are we hearing anything along the lines of helping with pension liability?
As of now, I haven't heard anything on that, but that is factored into those costs in that, right? So you're right, percentages wise, any school district, most of it goes to people, and it's roughly, the norm is like 85%. So with those, we're about a little bit 10% over. But I haven't looked at other school districts, UAs, but I bet they look a lot like our UAs in that. This isn't a problem unique to Colton Joint Unified. It is a combination of a lot of money being thrown at school districts to solve the problem for the COVID and things along that line and that. We have to invest in our people. The people we have here are what kids rely on to learn. Our teachers, our CSA employees, they're all important to the success of our student. And this is a statewide problem, in my opinion. But there has been no news on the rates growing, but that is a concern. And there's always talk about it, but nothing has really done it. But I know STIRS is more locked in the out years where, PERS is not. But that is something they keep talking about, but nothing has come out yet. So that's an area we really have to be at the state level and advocate for, because those are costs we can't control. We can try to control positions we fill and things like that, but that is something that said, here you go, plug it in, this is your responsibility. Way back in the day, the state covered 100% of it, right? And those days are long gone.
I appreciate it. It'll be mid-year before we know it, so I know we'll be having these conversations as we get closer to the mid-year of the fiscal year, but I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah.
If I can, just because I want to add a little bit to your question, your point about a couple things. So I serve on SANDEBS, as the board knows. So we are constantly working with legislators on that solution of the pension costs going up, of the STRS and PERS. The other big one is through the federal advocacy that we're doing because of special ed and the lack of funding that exists. Special ed is not funded 100%. IDA hasn't been funded 100%, I don't think, ever. So we've been advocating for those and pushing those. As Mr. Fromm stated, you know, and glad about the revenues from the state are positive at this point. As a district, though, I will say this, our strategic initiatives and focus is, one, to increase, you know, it's hard to increase revenue, but you do that through ADA. And so we have great programs and appreciate, you know, students attending. So we don't get funded we get funded by the number of students that show up to school. We know that. So just increasing that, to give you an idea, 1% increase in ADA is a couple $1 million. So we've seen our numbers go up. And then two, in terms of the pension costs, is what we talk about is, as a district, is just ensuring that we align our resources to the enrollment and ensuring that, yeah, we are in the people business. And I think that number you saw, that's a function of the unrestricted account. When you look at the total budget for our district restricted, because we have a lot of funding out of there, it's closer to about 85%. I would imagine you guys know the numbers better than I do, but I would say that it's more consistent with what we see. That's just a snapshot because unrestricted, you know, that's not the total budget. That's just one part of it. So I just want to make sure that there's clarity there, that and it's constant focus for us. Like I said, that we talk about to ensure that we are addressing, you know, it's hard to address revenue, but you can do the best you can with increasing it through ADA. And we're working quite a bit. I'm proud of the school sites that are doing just tremendous work, and I love the signs that they're posting on their ADA increases, and they're doing an outstanding job. And then bottom line is we want kids at school because it impacts learning. You know, that's, the why piece is not just about revenue, but it's certainly about learning. So I just wanted to mention that because I think it's important that the board understands that this is a constant, you know, discussion in cabinet to ensure that we have alignment strategically, long-term. You know, like you said, it's a projection, but, you know, we need to look 2 years out. And when you look 3 years out, 4 years out, it just gets too nebulous that we just stop looking because we don't know but the economy looks like it's rebounding, good for education, and we're really happy to see those numbers. And so I'll stop there, but I wanted to add a little bit to that.
Thank you. Thank you.
No, sorry, one last
Yes.
point. And, you know, the other area that we can look at in that is somewhat within our control, although it's a growing cost, is obviously healthcare. And it's so important to provide health care to our families and folks that work in the district. We have great benefits, and I think that's a draw, and it's a good thing. And finding ways to be creative to right-size those plans, whether it's a single employee that's just that employee, or whether it's somebody that's employee plus, right, their family. Making sure that we maybe have a diversity that we can right-size those plans so we're paying to cover the needs of that individual where they're at. That's going to be critical too, but I can tell you, just even as a small business, those healthcare costs, as we're trying to establish plans, it's incredibly expensive, and so much of it is at the mercy of the market. When whether you're negotiating with Kaiser or through one of the large HMO plans, it's tough, and it'd be nice to get more support from the state in managing some of those costs, but we'll see. But I definitely appreciate our commitment to ensuring that our staff have quality healthcare.
That's a good point you brought. We've already started to tackle that. Last year, we went back to our providers, our JPA, to help us with the blended rate to give us, because we did go out to market last year, but because we had a grandfathered, non-grandfathered with the Kaiser, no other JPA would want to touch us, right? So the first thing we did to do is to work with ours to remove that, and they did, which then now we're going to start meeting in 2 weeks, our benefits committee, which has CSA, ACE on that. You know, we all recognize this, and we're all want to make a change and stuff like that. So we're setting ourselves up for that, to have more affordable health care for us here, trying to go to a tier and things like that. But those grandfathered, non-grandfathers was holding us back from anybody wanting to touch us, and that. We've eliminated that. So next, not this year, but next year we'll be going out and we will get competitive bids because that is gone. So we've already taken that step.
Okay, great questions. Any other questions from the board? No? Thank
you very much.
Thank you. Yes, please. Okay. Let's go ahead and go right into our action session, action items. We have 6.1 through 6.39. We will be pulling 6.2 for separate consideration. But are there any others that any other board members like to see pulled? Yes, Bertha.
6.6 and 6.7.
6 and 6.7. Okay, thank you. Okay. Give everybody a second, if that's what you're doing, looking. Okay. At this time, I'd like to entertain a motion for the approval of action items 6.1 through 6.39 with the exception of 6.2, 6.6, and 6.7. Okay.
I'll second that.
Thank you, gentlemen. Okay, I have Dan Flores. Okay. On a motion by Board Member Dan Flores and second by Board Member Isabel Fuentes, this is to approve action items 6.1 through 6.39 with the exception of 6.2, 6.6, and 6.7. Any questions, comments, concerns relative to any of these line items? Not hearing any. Let's go for the vote. All those in favor indicate by stating aye. Aye. Anyone oppose? Anyone abstain? 7-0. So on a motion by Dan Flores and second by Board Member Israel Fuentes, the board approve action items 6.1 through 6.39 with the exception of 6.2, 6.6, and 6.7 on a 7-0 vote. Okay, so let's take a look at, first of all, 6.2. Okay, 6.2 is the adoption of resolution number 2522 on board compensation for missed meetings, and this is for Miss Thorian Ojeda. So I'd entertain a motion.
I'll second.
Dan Flores and Israel Fuentes. Okay. On a motion by Dan Flores and second by Israel Fuentes, this is to approve 6.2, which is the board compensation for missed meetings for Joanne Thorian Ojeda. All those in favor indicate by stating aye.
Aye.
Anyone oppose? Anyone abstain? Okay. So on a motion by Dan Flores, second by Israel Fuentes, and voted on a 6-0-1, abstention, Joanne Thorian Ojeda, the board approves line item 6.2. Okay. Let's take a look at 6.6, which is the approval of consultants for staff development. Entertain a motion for approval. Pardon? Okay, so I have Bertha and Joanne, okay? Okay, any comments, questions? Yes?
Yes,
Bertha.
I pulled 6.66 and also 6.7 for, because these two items, these two areas are so crucial and have a tremendous impact on our students' performance. 6.6, we have professional development. As we know, that's one of our pillars from our design plan. And I just want to commend Ed Services, the principals and the directors of this department for keeping a focus on professional learning and not only providing professional learning, but providing powerful professional learning with, and also including teachers on the decision of what is it that they need in the classrooms, because they're the ones that know best. So I just want to commend this department for their laser-like focus on professional development, because it ultimately, the professional learning that we give our staff has a direct impact, has the most direct impact on how our students do in school. And so that's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to, not only that, but I see every board agenda that comes through every month. I go directly to that because I see the high quality of professional learning that is selected. And I know we're going to see tremendous growth because of that. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention.
Thank you very much. So if there's no other comments, questions? Okay, we're looking at 6.6, which is approval of consultants for staff development. We do have a motion by Bertha Flores, second by Joanne Thorin Ojeda. All those in favor indicate by stating aye. Aye. Anyone oppose? Any abstain? 7-0. So on a motion by Bertha Flores, second by Joanne Thorin Ojeda, and voted on a 7-0 vote, the board approved the consultants for staff development. All right. 6.7, which is the approval of consultants for supportive services. So I know that you said it was somewhere along the same lines? Yes. Okay. So looking for a motion for approval on 6.7. I'll move that. Okay, thank you, Israel. Okay, thank you, Bernice. Okay, any questions, any comments, please?
Yes, I just wanted to comment on this one. I talked about professional learning, but also another key area is parent involvement. And I noticed in this, we are approving an item here tonight from this time student services from Dr. Ortiz's office on parent involvement. I think there's going to be 14 sites participating, and this is also, if we want our kids to succeed, we have to have our parents involved. So I just want to commend you for that, for providing this service to 14 sites to strengthen the relationships between our schools and our parents. I know that this is comes from student services, but I also know that different sites contract or have consultants come in to address parent involvement. So yay, I just want you to continue doing that because we need to have our parents involved. Thank you.
Thank you, Bertha. Okay, 6.7 on a motion by Israel Fuentes, second by Bernice Sandoval. Let's go for the vote. All those in favor indicate by stating aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Any abstention? 7-0. That passes. So once again, on a motion by Israel Fuentes, second by Bernice Sandoval, and on a 7-0 vote, the board approves the consultants for support services, which is 6.7. Thank you. Okay. We're going to go right into our administrative reports. We do have a few items here, line items. 7.1, approval of disbursements. 7.2, results of San Bernardino County Superintendent of Schools Williams settlement visit for the fourth quarter. Hopefully everything was okay.
Absolutely.
Yep, of course. And 7.3, uniform complaint procedure, quarterly report summaries for April, June, through June of 2024. Item 7.4, Williams quarterly uniform complaint report summary for April through June of 2024. And item 7.5, approval change order for San Salvador playgrounds and portable projects per board resolution number 2469. There is no facilities update on 7.6, so we move right into 7.7, which is ACE update, and ACE President Ms. Townsend. Yay, yay. Yeah.
Christina was called away, and I didn't have a message prepared, so thank you for having us here and for welcoming us and always being collaborative in our work together for the betterment of our district and our students. Thank you.
Thank you. Just quickly, I want to say that it's been really great working with ACE over all these years, these last few years. And I think that not only has the district benefited by collaboration of work between ACE and the district, but also that ACE has also benefit by it. So we truly appreciate you as individuals that are there. 7.8, CSEA update. Yay,
Good evening, Board President Ibarra, Superintendent Dr. Miranda, members of the board, and Executive Cabinet. My name is Luben Montoya, Head Custodian at Grant and CSEA Site Coordinator. I'm here on behalf of CSEA to invite you and your families to the barbecue hosted by CSEA, ACE, and MAC on October 5th at Joe Baca Middle School. Hope to see you all there. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chair. Yeah. And I could also say the same for CSEA. It's been great working with all of you there and us being able to work together for the betterment of the whole district. I mean, it's big, very important. So thank you. No MAC update. ROP, we have not had a meeting yet for this month, so we'll continue moving on. And I believe we have our superintendent communicate.
Yes, we do. Good evening, Board President, board members, members of the audience, and online too. I know we have people signing on online, so welcome. And tonight, in my communication, I want to start off with just an incredible opportunity that just passed. The next slide, please. The Civil Rights Institute Community Field Trip. Well, I guess, maybe I have the wrong, yeah, let's go there first. So recently, our equity coordinator, Dr. Clark, and family engagement program manager, Ms. Alejandra de la Torre, organized an inspiring family event to the Inland Civil Rights Institute. This impactful trip provided transportation and Spanish interpretation services for our parents, ensuring everyone could fully engage in the experience. With over 90 participants, including students from elementary, middle, and high schools, as well as parents and the community members, the group explored the powerful exhibits at the Institute, such as The Power of the Press, Black Voice News in 50 Years, and I Am Grateful, Thorns Have Roses. For many students, this was their first time engaging in these kinds of exhibits that bring important historical and cultural topics to life. It was truly a unique opportunity for the families to learn together So I just wanted to give a special shout out and thank you to our Ed Services team, Dr. Clark and Alejandra de la Torre for putting this transformative field trip together. So next slide, please. Let me go back one. There we go. All right. Teacher induction. Now, we all know that the first years of teaching can be a challenging journey, all right, to all the first-year teachers. After completing their credential programs, new teachers received a preliminary credential. It's an exciting accomplishment that also brings the next steps into focus. So to advance, teachers with a preliminary credential must complete a 2-year teacher induction program. This induction is designed to provide crucial support and guidance, helping new educators transition into the roles and ultimately earn their clear teaching credential. So here at CJUSD and our partners, we partner with the Center for Teacher Innovation to deliver the Clear Credential program. Each year, as the new year kicks off, with our induction orientation, where candidates and experienced teachers, known as coaches, come together to collaborate, review expectations, and build supportive relationships. So this year's teacher induction orientation took place on September 3rd, 2024, at Joe Baca Middle School with over 100 candidates and coaches in attendance. The success of this event has set the tone for a strong induction year. We extend our gratitude to Assistant Superintendent Dr. Dade, and of course our ACE partners, for their continued support and their coaching and their mentoring from the experience that they have, and of course ACE President Parachi. It's an amazing event. Thank you, our teachers, first-year teachers. We want to ensure their success, so thank you for that. And then my last slide, I want to talk about attendance. So attendance incentives. So I think all of you are aware, if you're not, September is Attendance Awareness Month, and we have a competition, right? Why not? So it kicked off on Tuesday, September 3rd, for all TK to 8 classrooms, and will be running through Monday, September 30th, finish it up this month. So throughout the month, TK through 8 classrooms will be competing for the best class attendance on campus, with the top class of each school determined by the highest attendance rate. Incorporating the theme for attendance is Heroes Building Successful Children. Let me say that again. Heroes Building Successful Children, because we know the heroes are in our classrooms working with our children. So each Wednesday in September, we will feature a special Spirit Day, classroom posters, attendance tracking calendars, and Parent Square. Notifications have been shared with families to emphasize the importance of showing up every day. The winning class, will enjoy a well-deserved treat from Kona Ice, a raspado or something like that. So, or a bolillo or a boli or something. And kids love the ice creams. So we're excited about this, and it's about getting our kids to schools, and so we're very excited. And again, thank you to the school sites, to our principals, everybody working together, our families, obviously, ensuring that our kids are showing up to school every single day. So again, let's have that competition, right? Let's see who's the best. All right. So that's the challenge for the month. All right. With that, that is my communique this evening. Thank you, Board President.
Okay, let's go ahead and move right into board member comments. And I'll start off with board member Joanne Thorin Ojeda.
No comments tonight.
Thank you. Board member Bernice? No? Okay. We're all calmed out. Okay. Board member Haro.
A couple of things. I want to thank Ms. Peterson for the ride to Bloomington High School's back-to-school night, because I'm still without a vehicle. It was a great turnout at Bloomington High School. It was really great to see. I mean, I know everybody always shows up to the elementary schools, but the high schools and sometimes the middle schools, they suffer with attendance to back-to-school night. It was a great, great turnout. I know I visited quite a few classrooms. The ROTC room was packed with parents. I know that Assistant Super Fromm went last year to the ROTC end of the year event, and it was like pretty, and Ms. Flores and Mr. Fuentes, and it was standing room only in there for that event, and that's how it was at their back to school night. So so it was really a great turnout, and so I wanted to bring that up. I also wanted to bring up, in board correspondence, we got the numbers for our early enrollment for college credit program. This is great numbers. I'm so excited to see it taking off. 50 students at Bloomington High School in grade 9. That's crazy. That's wonderful. And in 10th grade, we had 21 students. And then, so Colton High School, 26 students, grade 9. Grand Terrace High School, 20, grade 9. That's a lot of kids enrolled in that program, and that's just really something to be proud of. So I just wanted to bring that up and say congratulations. I also wanted to bring up that we receive a lot of emails from CSBA, and we received one, an action alert for school board members to do a resolution in support of Proposition 2. And Proposition 2 is that they are putting together their own bond that would provide $10 billion for K through 14 educational facilities. So I would like to see that we do a resolution supporting this bond, because along with our own, this would be fabulous to get some extra money for our district. And then I want to bring up, I attended, as well as Mr. Ibarra and Mr. Fuentes. We were invited to be guest race starters, I guess, at the Colton Swarm. And so I wanted to give some background for those of you who aren't familiar with it. This is for their track and field, and they have been doing this. This was the 55th annual Colton Swarm. They had 600 athletes compete at the event from 23 schools. The top 25 finishers in each race got a medal, and Colton brought home 7 medals. We have 3, a head coach and 2 assistant coaches, and they oversaw 85 student volunteers from various organizations, including ASB, Link Crew, Avid, HEAL. They also had 25 alumni come back and help with the program. They had a CHS soccer team, hosted the snack bar, and they brought in over $800 for their soccer team. Basketball volunteered the entire 30-student team to give medals out. They had 2 athletic trainers on staff, and they were also able to bring in students to help from the sports medicine class. And so they had a wonderful, wonderful turnout. And I just wanted to bring it up because 55 years of doing something, and they had past coaches there who were there to, not to work, but they had them there to honor them for their past service to the program. And I just wanted to bring it up because, you know, that's a lot of years to keep doing something. You know, a lot of times we do things and then we stop doing it after so many years. 55 years takes a lot of dedication to a program as wonderful as this. So I wanted to give a shout out to former Colton High School graduate that we all know and had the opportunity to get to see him grow. And now he is the cross-country coach, and that's Mateo Cisneros. So I wanted to bring that up, and I told him that I was going to make sure I spoke about it because what they did this year was phenomenal. So I just wanted to bring that up. And then I also wanted to just bring up one thing. I did send a message to Greg, and I know he's working on it. But I got calls from the school, from Bloomington High School, and the district agreed to pay 3 years of the Huddle program, which are the films for the football teams, and they get them ahead of time so that they can see what the team did. They exchange with the team they're going to play the following week, and it's really important to each of the programs. Bloomington's has been out now for 2 weeks, and I understand, talking to Mr. Neighbors, that GTHS, theirs was working this week, but they were not working the previous 2 weeks. I don't know about Colton High School, but that's a big problem. And we need to find out where the breakdown was. I don't know if it was not paid for, but I'm assuming it did because it worked for one week, or what's going on with it. But it's a hindrance to our teams, and for them not to see what's going on. So if we could please look into it, and I know Greg was already starting to look into it. So I would appreciate that for all 3 of our high schools. And I just want to, where'd my quote go? My quote for this evening is by Carlos Santana. There is no greater reward than working from your heart and making a difference in the world. And that's what each of you do on a daily basis. Thank you for all you do for our students.
Thank you, Pat. Before we move on, just want to mention really quickly what Pat was talking about, the Cone High School swarm. We were actually guests, got a chance to blow the horn so that the race could start. Beep. And which was fun. It was, and you know, I appreciate the opportunity to do that. But more, just like Pat said, don't want to just say what she said, but the work that was put into that, incredible. And of course, the 55 years. So where I'm getting at is that, Mr. Superintendent, I would love for us to be able to recognize Mateo and his staff. He has a staff. And have them come and recognize them at the next board meeting so that they could really understand that we truly appreciate the efforts that they've done to keep not only this institution of the swarm going over these years, because he's been doing it since he was in high school. And he's been continuing to do it over the years. And he comes back. He came back from school to do it last year and the year before. And I see him regularly because he borrows my canopies all the time. So, but I think that we need to let them know that we truly appreciate what they're doing for our student athletes. Okay, and I'm doing this for a reason, because I think it's important for us to recognize individuals like him and others so that they realize that we see and we understand and we appreciate all they're doing for our district. So if we can set that up, I think that that would be really wonderful. So thank you, Pat, for bringing that up.
We will take care of it.
Okay, so let's go ahead and move on. Bertha.
No comment.
And Israel?
Thank you, Board President. You know I have a comment. Like my colleague Pat said, we were at the 55th annual anniversary for the swarm. It was a hot day, and so they did have to start a little earlier. I know I was scheduled to be there at, I think, 8:45 or something like that, and I actually did the 8 o'clock race for the sophomore girls, so I got to, you know, beep the horn. And but what was really exciting was to see the enthusiasm of every student that was there, from as far as Pomona. I think Pomona High School was there, and Hemet was out there. I mean, these students were out there ready. You could see the excitement, you can see their enthusiasm, getting ready to run against and have fun. You know, I got to speak to them briefly before they ran, the girls, and I told them it's all about having fun. You know, get out there, have fun, enjoy it, and you know, they took it with pride. I got them to yell and do all that thing because I'm, you know, I like to have fun. So, and Mateo was sharing with me that he actually changed the course. So the course was redone differently. It's a 3-mile course. So can you imagine 3 miles for these kids? So he had a really good schedule. As kids were coming in, he had another group going, another kids, another group, and so it was amazing to see everybody working together and having fun that evening. I know it was going to get hotter later in the day, but I know that they had a lot of fun. So congratulations to Mateo and all the schools that were there. If you're listening or if you're from our district, congratulations to you guys. Also had an opportunity, like Ms. Harlow said, we went out to Bloomington High School, and I want to thank Tina also for giving us a ride. I am also, my car is broken down, and it's been broken down for about a week or so. And so I've been hitching rides, I come out there and I call Dr. Miranda or somebody to come out there and give me a ride. But we were at Bloomington High School, and it was great to see all the parents out there and the engagement of the familias and all of that. So it was fun. It was a fun time. We got to see the mariachi dancers and all of that, and our drill team and our band play too. So it was a great time. So thank you for having us out there that evening. I also wanted to actually say, I hope everybody had a good Labor Day. That little extra day always helps, beginning of the school year. We're 32 days into school now. So I'm hoping everybody had a great Labor Day. And I wanted to share one more thing, and then I'll let everybody go. I guess not. So just wanted to say thank you to everyone. I know it's been a great start of the school year. I'm excited as I've been through to all the open houses and all of that, to see all the parents, to see the amount of parents that are out there. It's great to see at Joe Baca Middle, at Colton Middle School. Wow, Colton Middle School, there was a lot of people there. So they had standing room only, too. I know Dr. Miranda had to guide some of the parents inside that evening because there were so many people still waiting outside. And so give it up to Dr. Hibbs also for what he's doing there at Colton Middle School. But I was excited to see all those parents, see the students out there, excited to go walk them over to the classrooms and at the elementary schools to walk in and to see the engagement of all of our familias. So, and I know it's been hot. So for families to come out when it's hot, even in the evening, it's still about 90 degrees some days. And like today, I think it was 116 or so here. So I'm excited. I'm very excited for this coming school year, all the great things that are happening. And, we're always here. Our board is always here for you, the teachers, the staff, for everyone. We're always here to support you and to give you that, that pat on the back and say thank you for what you do. So have a great evening, and we'll see you at the next one.
Thank you, Israel. Dan.
No update, but I just wanted to take a moment to acknowledge and mourn, if you will. Like many of us, obviously, were aware of the shooting that took place at Appalachia High School in Winder, Georgia. Whenever we hear these things, and we hear them far too often, it's very surreal. I think all of us as kids experienced fire drills and practicing those in school. If you were in California, we had our earthquake preparedness drills. In the Midwest, you probably had tornado drills and things along those lines. These natural disasters that were completely out of your control and that you had to prepare for, that's understandable. Never in my wildest dreams would I have imagined that my children would have to participate in active shooter drills. And at 13, 11, and 9, that's something we would have to talk about, both at home and in school. And again, it's a shame that this has become a political issue because the safety of our children, wherever they are, should never be a matter of politics. It should be a matter of simple fact. We need to protect our children, and these shootings happen far too often. They are absolutely preventable. And I appreciate everybody in the district that participates and plans and prepares to keep our children safe. It is surreal to think that this is something that we have to prepare for, but save that conversation for another day. But simply tonight, I want to acknowledge the 2 teachers who lost their life in that shooting and 2 students, children, 14 years of age, children who lost their life, and others were hurt. So our thoughts and prayers are with them and with the entire community who will reel from this for some time, but hopefully be able to bounce back. But again, if we can just take a moment, maybe at the end of the meeting, to a moment of silence and acknowledgement and remembrance of those who lost their lives, that would be appreciated. So thank you.
Thank you, Dan. And just for me, just want to mention that appreciate Washington High School, Cone High School. I went to their open houses, and did an excellent job in both of them. And then I spoke about the swarm a little bit. But the one thing I want to talk about too is what it concerned me a little bit when we saw the young athlete from Bloomington High School. And we want to make sure that all our athletes stay safe. And I'm still not clear on why we didn't have a trainer there. And I think we need to get an update on that. I mean the board, I think that I would appreciate it because, we just want to make sure that things like that don't happen. Now, I've been in sports for years, back in my younger days, and I know that athletic trainers, when our team goes away and there's an activity at home, say there's a volleyball game at home, the athletic trainer stays at home. That's been the type of procedure that always takes place. I don't know if something like that occurred, something like that happened. And it's up to the home team to provide the athletic trainer. So, most of us who've been around sports, we know that that's the process. But if we had nobody available, and they should have been somebody available, we definitely need to take a look at it and find out what happened, and also to make sure that it doesn't happen again. Okay, so I just want to make note of that. So with that, if there's no other comments from the board, wow, it's 7:22. Get home at a decent dinner hour. Okay, the board will now adjourn to closed session to discuss items listed on the closed session agenda. Everybody have a good evening. Okay, the Board of Education is back from closed session at 8:31. And the only reportable action is on a motion by Dan Flores and second by Israel Fuentes and carried on a 7-0 vote. The board approved the following. Certificated coaches 2, head junior varsity soccer boys, head varsity tennis girls. Certificated regular staff 6, English teacher, RSP teacher 2, science teacher, teacher and TOA, teachers on assignment. Classified coaching 9, assistant PEP squad director, co-ed, cross-country assistant co-ed, head junior varsity soccer girls, head varsity cross-country, co-ed, head varsity soccer girls, head varsity softball girls, soccer assistant girls, varsity softball assistant girls, wrestling assistant boys, volunteer coaches 6, band co-ed, baseball co-ed, baseball boys rather, basketball boys, soccer girls. Softball girls, wrestling co-ed, and volunteer general. I believe it's what, 13? No?
Yes.
13, okay. At this time, like to adjourn and take a moment of silence for high school in Georgia, Appalachia High School, for our 2 students and 2 teachers and I believe 9 other individuals that suffered a great tragedy, along with the whole community and district. So if we could take just a few minutes of silence before we adjourn. Thank you very much. It's now 8:33. We are adjourned.